Hey, what's going on, fellas? Welcome to the Xel'Naga Caverns. We got a PvZ for you today. Starting out in the bottom left is our pink Protoss Deathstorm, and he'll be going up against a green Zerg in the northeast corner, Meta Green. I don't know anything about these players. Hopefully they got a good game for us today. I don't believe that's likely though, since this replay came from my community college, where everyone fails at everything. We got a quick scout, maybe? No, this probe is just going to drop down a pylon here and start walling off the top of his ramp. Safe thing to do against Zerg, obviously. They can get those Zerglings out real quick and run up your ass with them, and that's no fun for anybody. We'll see if the Zerg is going to do a fast expand or maybe throw down a 15 pool. I would expect... I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how old this replay is, so I'm not sure what the meta game was. But Meta Green's obviously got some sort of command over the meta game. That was bad. We got a quick scout now, for real this time. Probe gonna head up, see what the Zerg's doing, maybe touch the towers on the way by, maybe not. He's gonna try and see if there's an expand going down, or a quick pool, or if there's gas being taken, etc., etc. In the meantime, the Zerg's gonna be scouting with his overlords. We can expect this one to come down to the Protoss natural right around here to see if there's something going on there, if there's a quick second for the Protoss. And when he sees that there's nothing there, he'll likely come through the bottom here and sneak up behind the main base, behind the mineral line, so he can get a good look through it, the 6 or 6:30 mark, just to see what kind of tech is popping up for the Protoss. So it looks like our Zerg is gone. Must have been around a 15 pool. And he's taking his first gas now. Just one worker. No, he's going to fully saturate that. Typically the Zerg will do that until they've got at least 100 gas, so that they can get Zergling speed started right away. We're going to have maybe a little bit of a worker battle here. Duking it out. Okay, an extra probe was pulled off the line. And the probes usually beat the drones because they can kite them around a little bit and regenerate their shields, get their health back up, and then attack again. We don't have a wall yet still for this Protoss. He's deciding to put down a cybernetics core. Maybe he'll be looking to push out a stalker soon with this zealot, and possibly apply some early pressure just to force the Zerg to make some extra Zerglings. Speaking of which, the first set is out on the map now, heading south. And it looks like they're just going to hold up at the Xel'Naga watchtower and keep some vision so that he can be aware of anything that's funny coming towards him. These two will split off and probably hit the next tower. We'll see if Warp Gate technology begins researching for the Protoss. He's got it targeted, he's got the money. There it is. Our Zerg's taking his natural. That's almost done. We'll see him rally over some workers for that soon. And a Roach Warren coming down, so he's obviously going to go Roachling for the meantime. We can see he hasn't pulled out of the gas, so he'll keep stacking that up for his Roaches. I anticipate we'll see Evolution Chamber go down for him, so we can start working on those upgrades. Weapons, level 1 for the Protoss is on the way. He's not chrono boosting anything at the moment, but he has been spending his energy on something. We can probably expect him to put that into the cybernetics core and try and get that warp gate technology out a little more quickly. If you haven't watched this stream before, which I know you haven't because this is the first time I've ever cast anything in my entire life, welcome, and I apologize for how bad this is going to be. I assure you, the next couple of weeks, I'll get some liquor in here and I'll do this drunk, and I'll be a lot more exciting. And I've got a co-caster who's going to be doing these with me, but he's unavailable today, so I'm just kind of learning the basics, mostly doing test runs, practicing with my video editor and shit like that. Okay, so there's some chrono boost going down on the cybercore. Warp gate technology is almost done. We got 3 gates coming together now. I'm not sure if he'll go 3-gate robo or maybe add a 4th gate. The Zerg's trying to poke up in here to see what's going on and was rewarded with a quick death for that Zergling, so he won't be doing that again. Seen a decent amount of money sitting around for both of these players. The Protoss has damn near 600 gas now, so he needs to find a way to start spending that. I'm not sure if he'll be pushing out sentries once these warp gates are active, or if he intends to go for some additional gas-heavy tech. But hopefully he finds someplace useful to put that gas. The Zerg's working on his second Evo chamber now. Ground Carapace level 1 researching in the one that he's already built. Would expect him to go up to lair sometime soon, but so far no go. He did get that Ling speed out, so that's good. We got Lings with wings. A little bit of creep spread beginning to move out. Protoss has a huge Harvester lead, which is surprising at this stage of the game. Typically you'd think the Zerg, especially being up one base, would have closer to 50 workers now. But holding back at 23, that's not doing him any favors whatsoever. He has taken his 3rd gas now. It's going to start building. Meanwhile, just mining out of it too. And he's actually keeping his gas down reasonably well compared to the Protoss. Protoss is going to hit 1,000 real quickly, and that's shameful, and he shouldn't be doing it. And if he doesn't find a way to start spending this money, that's going to hurt him long term in this game. We see double robotics going down for him. I guess that's one way to spend some gas. I'm not sure if he'll be going for Colossus tech or maybe some Immortals to push out with this Zealot and Stalker army of his, but he needs to do something. Got a Forge sitting here with nothing researching. Twilight Council coming down now. And a Starport and another Starport. Okay, so he's going double Robo, double Starport, and he's teching up to Twilight Council. And it looks like, oh, he's taking a Ninja second base as well. So that's kind of smart. It'll be interesting to see if the Zerg scouts this. He does have an Overlord to the north, which could, you know, drift down and take a look at this if he rallies it to do so. But at this level of play, it's not likely. It's certainly possible that this stealth base will get away scot-free and potentially turn the tide here. Although, if nothing has changed, we can expect that money to just sit in the bank and go nowhere. The Zerg's scouting out with a Changeling. He's saying, what the hell, there's no second base down here yet, what the fuck are you doing? A little bit of creep spread, nowhere near a creep highway. Oh, we're going to see a scout right here. Yep, that Overlord sees everything. He knows something's going on now. It'll be interesting to see if the Protoss cancels his base, or if he lets it finish now that the cat's out of the bag. This late in the game, he really does need to get a second base up, so he may just cannon up and defend this. He's got the money for it. Meanwhile, Zerg response is going to be Mutalisk. He's getting Spire up. And they do pretty well against Void Rays. We'll see how many Void Rays come out. We're seeing really nothing out of these 2 Robo Bays so far. Zerg is now supply capped from that Overlord. And here comes the Zergling army. He let that base finish, and now it's going to tumble. Yeah, with strong roach push behind it as well. So he's showing his hand a little bit. But that's not so bad. This may force some Colossus out of the Protoss, as we see he's making a robotic support base. So he's definitely going to be taking for Colossus. And obviously Colossus not real good against Mutalisk. So it's possible that this Mutalisk response could be pretty effective if he can get them out in numbers. But Zerg producing off of only 2 hatcheries is really not a lot of production. And we see that in the supply count. He's still sub 100 supply here at the 13-minute mark in the game. So I would expect him to maybe add a macro hatch or take a 3rd or a 4th. He knows that his opponent's on 1 base, so it's not critical that he expands some more, but typically a macro hatch by this point would certainly be warranted. He's got the money for it. And wow, he's got a lot of gas now as well. The Protoss has managed to bring his gas count down for the first time in the game, so good for him. Double producing out of robotics bays and starports, and maybe he'll get this upgrade for the Colossus, the extended thermal lance, to get that range for the Colossus once these pop out, because they're pretty good once you get that, but not so hot without it. It's really a necessary buff. Meanwhile, this Queen's just cranking out her nasty tumors, shitting all over the yard. That's a reasonable amount of creep coming down. And yes, still no second base, Mr. Zerg. Meta Green's got to be scratching his head going, what the hell? Who am I playing against? Although if this is a ladder game, he's probably quite busy with his 109 supply army. A single Void Ray is going to push away this entire push. Push the push, pull the pull, push the push, push in the mush, smush or push mush. And he's going to move out now. He's going to A-move his little pink army, maybe try and do something with it. The classic 16-minute one-base Protoss ball timing with 86 supply, real not doing a whole lot, and producing nothing. The worker count is finally evened up, but both players are pretty shy. Oh wait, no, Protoss is on a single base, so he's actually got way more workers than he knows what to do with. He's overproduced workers. And he's going to mine that base out real fast. Saturation, totally. What have we got here? We got some Mutalisks set up, with some more Mutalisks coming to join them. They'll probably swoop in and hit that mineral line. And that's... yep, there he goes. 11 Mutalisks is quite a bit. They're going to work through this army quite quickly. I'm surprised actually that they were turned away by just a few Stalkers and 2 Void Rays. But they don't last long, and it's pretty valuable to have a big flock of them, so I'm sure he knows better than I do. He's following this up with more Mutalisks. The Protoss is taking his second level of ground weapons now. As is the Zerg's second level flyer weapons. So he's going to buff up that Mutalisk damage quite a bit. Protoss is taking another ninja expand. The first time it didn't work. I really don't expect this one to work, but he's got 4 cannons down, and he's got the money, he's got the army nearby. I think if he can get this up and running, he'll be pretty squared away. Not entirely sure why he's choosing to take it here and not at his natural. Perhaps he's thinking if this goes long, the natural will be a nice place to fall back on later on, a comfortable place to expand to once he starts mining out his first and, well, third base. The Zerg is now taking his third. We can expect him to clear out these destructible rocks here to open up a path between the third and the natural. But that's right in front of the observer, so Deathstorm knows exactly what's going on right now. We still haven't seen any roach upgrades. I guess he's totally switched out of that now. He's just going to go full-on Mutalisk. But the Protoss is going to be ready for that if he's producing Phoenix, which it appears that he is. Well, just one for now. We'll see if he gets some more out. In the meantime, I don't know, I need some whiskey or something. We got a fleet beacon. I don't know how I missed that. There's a fleet beacon on the field now. So he'll be ready to push out either some carriers, some upgraded carriers, or maybe a mothership later on, which is probably more likely. Endgame PvZ is typically Broodlords versus a mothership and a cloaked army and some maybe Archon toilet or something of that sort. Zerg looks to be moving out. He's got, yeah, he caught wind of this stealth third base, and I think he'll be able to run through this pretty quickly. He'll be able to mow this down. With 4 cannons does not hold off 3 pages of Zerg, especially when they're on 1-1. And it's down. Well, there was some harass, I guess, with the Mutalisks at the same time as that. That's pretty clever. But it seems they were warded off by these Stalkers who took a losses. Speaking of which, let's check the units lost tab and see how these guys are faring. Okay, so Zerg definitely has the upper hand. If you look, Zerg has only lost 800 metals worth of units, or 800 resources worth, to the Protoss's 3,600. So extremely one-sided, and really the supply count tells the story as well. 73 supply to 172. So he's 100 supply up on his opponent. Not necessarily the strongest army, but with a numbers advantage like that, it really doesn't matter. We'll see Roaches and Zerglings mow down anything in their way. And it's not like this is a big air-heavy army that the Zerg is going to be immune to. So it's really just a matter of time now, I'd say. Creep Highway's got a half donut going on around this middle part of the map. There's a mothership on its way, but I don't think that's going to redeem the Protoss against this. These Mutalisks are getting +1 defense and they're +2 attack. No, that's a missile attack. That's for the Roaches. So maybe he hasn't completely abandoned his Roachling army. He's still working on the upgrades for them, but meanwhile, Protoss still overproducing workers, yet not rallying the ones that he's got. Oh no, he's lost all his workers. Now he needs to double pump them out. Maybe some chrono boost. He's got enough chrono for 3, or enough energy for 3 chrono boosts here, so he needs to start, there he goes, popping out these workers and trying to make up this gap. He's broke. He's got 700 gas sitting around, but no money. Meanwhile, the Zerg is maxed out 200 supply and getting richer by the minute, which is what Zergs like to do in game. He knows that his opponent is not going anywhere anytime soon. He knows he doesn't have an army. He knows he's not pushing out, so he's really got nothing to fear. So he can expand like crazy if he wanted to. He seems content to hold back on his 3 bases right now. He's still got some minerals to mine from each one, so he's squared away for a while. And now he can just sit back and make money and upgrade and decide that when the Protoss pushes out, he'll have a whole army that he can throw away and then instantly resupply from it because he's got the money. What I would like to see is some more production facilities, though, some more hatcheries for the Zerg, because this is how they make their guys. These little larvae here, and as you can see, he's only got 7 at this hive. Oh, that's just a lair. 7 at his lair, not on hive tech yet. But obviously, the more hatcheries you have, you can have 7 larvae per hatchery, and you can reproduce a 200 strength army pretty quickly when you've got a bunch of those. But it looks like this may be it. Roaches and Lings are pushing down. They're going to meet this Colossus and 2 sentries head on. There's no detection here for the Zerg. This mothership is going to approach the army, and that might be enough to buy him some time. But I don't think there's anything stopping the Roaching from marching into the main and rolling through all the buildings in production now. Okay, threw down a vortex here to suck up some of those Zerg units, but that's a temporary thing. They're going to pop back out in 2 seconds. I don't know what they'll have left to respond to after that. They see this Colossus falling and immediately the Immortal down as well. Although he is putting in some work first. This Immortal's up to 8 kills now. But, no, 1 Immortal versus a flock of Mutas is not going to happen. And there's the GG, well played. So, I'm going to go get drunk. Piss off. See you next time.